What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shrevive, BB Pro, Mr. Tell Like It Is. Welcome back to the episode of the podcast Uncut. Today, guys, we're going to talk about building muscle over 40. Now, hey, guys,
sit down. Sit your butts down.
Anyone who is younger than 40 right now, I don't care if you're in your teens, your 20s, sit your asses down right now because it's for you as well, too. I want you to listen to this very closely. I was sent to you from the future, you youngsters out there. I was sent to you from the future to show you warning signs and give you some advice that are going to help you enjoy your 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. Why do I say this? All jokes aside, honestly, all jokes aside, when it comes to your fitness goals right now, what you do right now, my teens and my 20s, will reflect in your 30s and even more in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, if you last it long, regardless. So it is imperative that you listen to what I'm saying right now anyway, because let's just hope that everyone watches this video who is not 40 makes it to 40. So you're going to be there regardless anyway. So this is for all of you guys to watch. But anyone who's there, men and women, 40 plus, I don't care. Listen up. Things are different now. And this is from experience, guys. So I'm taking, again, I'm going to always express myself from experience and from education. I am turning 40 this year. What? Yeah. Turning 40 this year. I look good. Look better. You know what I'm saying? I do my best to keep myself healthy, right? Pretty sure coming off gear and everything else is making that beneficial too. But regardless, I'm 40 years old. I'll give you guys a little backstory of why I'm doing this video. So this year, I'm involved in a bunch of different things in terms of like athletics. I'm a competitive archer. I'm playing flag football. I'm collaborating with a bunch of young guys or people my age that are athletes. I'm racing super bikes. I've been snowboarding. I'm doing a bunch of stuff outside of just building muscle. And this year has been injuries left and right. Now, what kind of injuries? For me, groin, hamstring. I'm running a lot more. I'm doing a lot more functional things. And as I preach to you guys about mobility and warming up and all good stuff, I myself am stuck thinking I'm still 18. I can just run on the field and just, without warming up, play with the young kids. I can't at all. I had the harshest reality this year of realizing that I can't do what I did before in terms of just showing up and starting to play. And that's on the field, anything functional, that's also in the gym. Things are different now. And a lot of things are different now because number one, I have a history of pre-existing injuries that were caused and created. The inception of those things happened starting in my teens and most of my 20s. Now I'm paying the price now. So that's why I'm doing this video. So this year I realized, there are things that we have to take in consideration now that we might not have back in the day. I'm gonna go through a list of those things. So things to consider when you're getting to that age. Okay then. Listen, 40s is the new 20s, for all I care. Anyway, before you start training or getting into some kind, if you're just starting your fitness journey right now, or you took some time off, or you're in the middle of your fitness journey, make sure you're going to a doctor. Simple as that. Go to a doctor and get yourself checked. Go do a physical of some sort, just to make sure that everything is going in the right direction. Because when you look at, yes, a lot of us are really trying to look good. We want to be healthy, but yes, we want to show off our hard work. But it's not about just what we look like on the outside. It's how everything is moving on the inside. So number one, if you haven't got that checked yet, please go and get checked. Just make sure things are going properly. Just click it off and move on. When you're going to, get into your fitness journey or already into it, whatever, things have to take consideration. Making sure you're incorporating a lot more a mix of cardio and some strength training. Now, what do I mean by strength training? Here's what I mean. I don't mean doing 1 rep maxes and trying to do powerlifting meets. I'm saying incorporating a little bit of periodization or mesocycles, whatever, that are in your training plans that give you a little bit of a 4-ish to 6-ish week block of strength training. Why do we want to be strong? Well, some very good reasons. For practical reasons, you want to be able to carry your body around as optimal as possible, making sure we're strong throughout their full ranges of motion. So having little strength blocks in your training program is beneficial, because strength training isn't just about making the muscles nice and strong and big. It's about making everything else strong. Stronger muscles, stronger heart, stronger bones. All of those things. So it is very important that we incorporate some strength as well as a mix of cardio, because a lot of you guys out there, I've talked to you guys on the consults, I've had some conversations, not many people are doing cardio. And cardio is important all around at any age, but I feel it's so much more important the older you get. Why? Because we stop moving. We don't move as much as we used to when we were younger. I mean, at least I don't. I mean, like, I also grew up in a really great era where, you know, we were integrated into the World Wide Web. So there were video games and we got to be exposed to the rapid, you know, evolution of those things in social media. But at the same time, we were still going out and playing. You know, we were going and playing basketball. We were doing stuff outside still. I remember doing outdoor stuff, like, for like fun till I was out of high school. Like, literally, I was like in my 20s. You know, there wasn't like, sit down and play Call of Duty for hours and whatever. We were moving. But the older you get, the more responsibilities you take on, then all of a sudden you're not moving as much. And then for the most part, when it comes down to whatever you're going to cut when it comes to fitness, it's going to be cardio. We want to incorporate cardio. We want a strong heart. We want to be able to move, play with our kids, not get tired. Things like that, you know what I mean? Or play with your boyfriend or girlfriend, not get tired. I don't know, whatever, right? Keep the cardio up. Obviously, guys, we want to make sure we are keeping our protein in and up, meaning at least 1 grams of protein per body weight. At least. You need to push a little higher. You can do, you know, like 1.6 times your body weight in calories. You can do that. It's fine. But the older we get, again, our bodies are, I don't want to say our bodies, I want to be morbid here, but our bodies are preparing to kind of like, you know, eventually die, right? That's just how it works. You know, you're men and women, you know, you go through this cycle of being young adolescent and then your body gets ready to, you know, start, you know, preparing to have some kids and stuff and, you know, all that good stuff. And, you know, for the most part, evolution wise, the men are doing hunting and stuff and, you know, all those signals and natural things that are sent out in the body to make sure it's your optimal doing that really doesn't take place much anymore the older you get, because again, when it comes to like evolution, not really trying to run around like that. It's for the youngsters. That's why naturally testosterone, growth hormone, those things kind of decrease depending on who you are. So we want to make sure we stay ahead of the protein curve. Let's make sure we don't miss that, because the older you get, for the most part, people stop eating as much protein. They don't do as much as they should be in terms of building their muscle. So going to the gym isn't just enough. It's also make sure we're feeding ourselves with the right macronutrients, mainly protein, obviously with the other ones, you know, proteins, obviously fats and carbs, but protein. In the elderly ages, as we get older, that's where we need more protein, to be honest. This is one that I need to hammer home for a lot of us, like literally. And that's for everybody literally watching this who's, I don't care if you're 13, 30, I keep saying 13. I don't care if you're in your teens, in your 20s, stretching, mobility, right? It's not a proven fact that if you stretch and you're mobile that you're not going to get injured. It's definitely going to reduce the risk of injury. But for the most part, stretching and mobility is something we need to make sure we're doing, because the older we get, the more we're going to need that. The problem with most of the time when people get injured down the road isn't necessarily because they're not mobile. Is because when some kind of accident happened, they weren't able to get into a full range of motion to be able to, I don't know, recover from falling, or they, you know, you bent over too quick and your back hurts and you pulled your back out from doing something, like little things like that. Those dumb little nagging injuries that come out of nowhere can be prevented by just doing more stretching and mobility. Now, again, the older you get, listen, we can't afford to be injured. When you're younger, I'm not saying when you're younger, you go get injured and stuff. I'm saying that when you're younger, you heal quicker, right? I'm not even trying to get into science of that. We don't need the science of that. We just need to know, listen, everybody here who's my age and older, even 30, can say, hey man, when I was younger, man, I can heal better. I feel like I can heal quicker. Man, I'm so much more sore later, whatever, right? Longer. 100% we want to make sure that we are stretching and mobile so we can prevent injury, because we can't afford to be injured. You can't afford to be at home and not working because you pulled your back out trying to do your shoelaces up or pick up a box, or right? You know, stretching and mobility is massive, but here's one of the big ones, and this is for all of us as well too, but even more when it comes to my age. Rest days. Like rest days, man. Like for me, look, doing a push-pull legs 6 days a week training, you know, I'm not saying I can't do it anymore. I definitely can. But I know that I need to make sure that I'm taking a couple days off here and there. I might even take a few days off. I might take a week off. I can do that. And so can you. But we just have to be in the mindset that it's not, and the gym is not the end all be all. Being in the gym, we need it for sure, but we need to make sure that we're out of the gym, because again, we can't do things like we used to before. We can't train balls to the wall 6 days a week, go out on a Friday and Saturday and do it again on a Sunday. It's like on a Monday, it's not gonna happen, right? Because we don't recover that way. So for the most part, everybody needs to take, more scheduled breaks. But for the older population here, like, you might want to take some more breaks. Schedule those in. Don't think no days off, because no days off means you'll be taking lots of days off when you injure your ass, right? So take the days off. Don't go to the gym just for sheer habit, or because, look, here's what I gotta make a point here. If me saying take a few days off of the gym is making you feel kind of like,
oh, days off the gym, I can't do that. Oh, I don't know.
If that makes you feel that way, then you're going to the gym somewhat for the wrong reasons. Ugh, that hurts. Yes, right? If you can't go without going to the gym, that is not a good thing, because you will not know when to not go to the gym. You will go to the gym when you probably shouldn't, when there is a clearly something nagging that should keep your ass home. Like, you are not fully recovered, like, but I gotta go to the gym because the gym is life. It's my safe haven. It's my place. It's my place of peace and comfort. Yes, cool, great. But we want to make sure that it's always there for those things. So making sure you taking the breaks and the rest days can keep you in the place to be able to continue to go to your safe haven, your safe place, your I don't know, your sanctuary, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we can put this all in together, like, sleep. All these things can be, can easily be incorporated for everybody watches at all ages. But like, honestly, like, it makes, like, I'm not saying when you're younger, you don't gotta sleep. I'm not saying that at all. You should be sleeping no matter what, I don't care how old you are. You should be sleeping, getting good hours of sleep. Again, what you do now is going to reflect in the future. It's the same for me. What I do now in my 40s is going to reflect what's going to happen in my 50s, 60s, and 70s. I want to make sure that I'm living in those decades optimally. I want like quality of life. That's all I'm thinking about. So if you're not drinking water right now, and if you're not sleeping right now, you're not doing the things you should be doing in that matter, all those things, I'm talking like the recovery process, taking days off, making sure you're eating the right amount of protein, sleeping, all those things you need to be doing now. If you're not doing them, I don't care if you're 10, I don't care if you're teens, 20s, 30s, or my age, 40s and plus, you should be doing it. But if you're not, start it now, because it will 100% benefit you. If you're not doing that right now, doing that right now is going to increase your training, your performance, and it's going to increase everything in the best possible way. So if you're not doing it, do it now. But again, guys, for us, it's like you really can't afford to do that. You can't afford to make mistakes like this now. As we're getting, like, I'm halfway through. If I live to be my father's age, my life's half done. That's how I look at it. And let's be serious. We're not all guaranteed to make it to 80, right? We're not guaranteed to make it till tomorrow. So that's why we're going to make these changes right now and start thinking about it right now, at least. Make sure you adjust your routine as necessary to accommodate your physical changes or limitations, your work schedule, all those things. Because again, look, we get older, more responsibilities. It's not as easy to go to the gym anymore. Some of you guys that are my age probably have kids, right? Some of the men and women watch this probably have kids, relationships, jobs, responsibilities. And you got to put your health in terms of like fitness and all that good stuff somewhere in your schedule to make sure you continue to do it. So we got to be very strategic and smart about how we plan to commit to the times that we can go to the gym. And then again, when we're talking about limitations, we want to know, like, what can we do or not do anymore in the gym? Again, right? Like, when I look at training, what are my limitations? Well, I hurt my back lifting super heavy weights for long periods of time with not so good of form. So my limitations now is like, look, I can't deadlift as heavy as I used to. So guess what? I'm not deadlifting as heavy as I used to. I'll incorporate the movement one way, shape, or form, but I'm not gonna try to do what I used to do when I was a kid, or when I was in my 20s, or even my 30s. I'm not. I'm gonna make sure that I know what I can do and make sure I apply that to my overall goals. One thing I want to make sure you do, because this is something that I kind of stopped doing but then started doing, and I talked about this at the beginning of the video. When we're younger, we're out doing more stuff. We're playing outside more. We're doing, you might be in college in a rec league, extracurriculum, I don't know, whatever it is. You're doing stuff. You're playing in a rec league. You're doing more things, right? And then, you get older and you start to train a little more smart, right? and your goal is I want to look nice and all that good stuff, and all you're doing is going to the gym and it's just hypertrophy. All I do is like, what's your fitness? I go to the gym and I put on muscle, which is fine. Completely, utterly fine that you do that. But I highly recommend that you continue to do the fun things outside the gym in terms of exercise. Like any kind of sport or anything that gets you moving around. Getting you to use some of that primal, ancestral, I'm trying to do a Liver King thing here, but like literally, like our bodies were made to run, to jump, to climb, to pull, to lift. We're created to do those things. We weren't just created to sit on a bench and just do this, right? And that is fine. Squatting, deadlifting, everything, exercise is completely fine, but we want to make sure we're moving around more. Do some outdoor stuff, something where you're running or jumping or I don't know, whatever that looks like in your life, do it. It's going to benefit you no matter what. It's going to benefit your cardio. It's going to benefit your strength. It's going to benefit your mobility. It's going to benefit everything. It's going to benefit your mental health, just getting out, running around, just laughing, whatever. Do those things outside the gym. Make that part of your fitness journey, part of your fitness lifestyle. At the end of the day, if you have any issue, trying to figure these things out, trying to put together a plan, or you don't know exactly if you're doing the things right, or you want to know if you're doing things optimal, or you're just stuck, well, guess what? If you have an issue with any of these things here, guys, and then on the list you're kind of like, I need to know what to do, look, book yourself a 30-minute consult with me. We can literally talk about these things, talk about your goals, talk about what's going on in your life, and we can see what we need to do. And then after that, maybe get a one-time plan or reoccurring, depending on what your needs are. I mean, didn't want to turn this into an ad, but I mean, if you have an issue with these things, I'm going through it myself. I'm learning day to day how to live my life the proper way, the optimal way, the healthy way. And that's my job, is to help you guys do the same thing. So check it out. If you guys have issues with any of these things or have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And again, if you want to figure it out and get there a little fast without, guessing, book yourself a 30-minute consult with me. And in the consult, I ducked it off any package that you pick. And guys, grab yourself some status here from Blue Star Nutraceuticals. Guys, I have been off of gear for anything. I've been off everything, guys. So just say that, so I don't have to, get into it more. I've been off everything since 2020 October. Is it 20? My last year competing, I was off that October, and I haven't been on anything ever since. And the only thing I have actually been using more so this year is Createch and Status. And I can tell you right now, and I'm gonna get my test checked, but something's working. It's my sex drive is better. I'm the morning when I gotta get up to go pee, I gotta be careful because my man's been awake these days, more often than before. So something's working. So if you guys are looking at getting some kind of increase in your testosterone, your natural testosterone, that helping you. It has everything. Look, it even has a really dope thing that Huberman's talking about. What's having this motherfucker? This thing is packed with great ingredients that will help with your overall performance. Will it work like testosterone? No, it won't. I'm not trying to sell you testosterone, but I'm telling you, it has been benefiting me 100%. It's been giving me a better increase. It's been helping my quality of life. For a man, it's quality of life. So, hey, use my code Johnny10. Pick yourself some up. Women as well too. Pick yourself some creatine as well. Some Iso Smooth, greens, the works, guys. Visit Blue Star Nutraceuticals right now. Use my code Johnny10 for 10% off. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys add me on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Send me your progress pic, your training pic, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, y'all, keep dream chasing. Peace.